Compton Chamberlayne. Compton Chamberlayne is a small village and civil parish in South Wiltshire, England, situated in the Nadder Valley about 7 miles 11 km west of Salisbury. The Nadder forms the northern border of the parish. To the south are chalk hills. The parish is bisected by the A30 road. The village contains some 25 privately owned houses, a village hall and a cricket pitch used by Compton Chamberlayne Cricket Club. History. Most of the inhabited part of the village lies in a small wooded valley that lends credence to the origin of the name Kamtan, or settlement in a wooded valley. Chamberlayne seems to have been attached when a Robert le Chamberlain, or possibly Geoffrey le Chamberlain, took possession of the village in the Middle Ages. The village was recorded in the Domesday Book of 1086, which shows that the local manor had a mill, some pastoral meadows and 2 woods at that time. Today there is no evidence of the manor. There was a day school in the village in 1819, which had 60 pupils in 1859. By 1871, government grants were received under the national school system. The school closed in 1933 as pupil numbers fell. During World War I, thousands of Australian and Canadian troops camped in the fields to the north of the chalk downland before being shipped to France for combat. Compton Chamberlayne burial ground has 28 graves of Australian soldiers who died, believed to be of influenza, during their transit through the camp. There is still today a field called hospital, previously the site of the military medical facility. The only tangible sign of the previous occupation was an outline of Australia carved in the surface of the chalk downs, grid reference SU 4000, 298 29,163 to the southeast of the village, which was left to grass over in 2005. In 2018/2019, a group of local volunteers restored the map and marked Anzac Day with a service there. However, Compton Chamberlayne also features a folly in the form of a summer house at 51,714 dig and 1,95,523 dig W/51,714 minus 1,95,523. Parish Church. The Anglican Church of St. Michael, close to Kamtan House, was built at the end of the 13th century in the early English style, at the same time as Salisbury Cathedral some 7 miles away. Further work was done in the 14th and 15th centuries with restoration in 1877 by James Soppett of Shaftesbury. It contains the Penraddock family vault and has a peal of 6 bells, 2 dating from the 17th century and 4 from the 19th. The church is a Grade Roman II * listed building. The benefice is served by the Nadder Valley Teen Ministry. Kamtan House. Kamtan House, or Kamtan Park House, was the seat of the Penraddock or Penruddock family from the mid-16th century until 1930. The present house may occupy the site of a medieval manor house. Pevsner saw fragments of medieval work. It was refitted internally by Sir Edward Penraddock in the late 17th century and rebuilt externally in 1780 by Charles Penraddock. The drawing room from about 1700 has panelling and rich decoration in Grinling-Gibbons style, with a plaster ceiling from the same period. In the dining room, part of the 1780 additions, is a plaster ceiling in Adams style. The stable block is also from the late 18th century. The house is a Grade I listed building. The house is set in parkland, once a medieval deer park. It overlooks an artificial lake formed by damming a stream running north into the Nadder. Landscaping in the 18th century was by Capability Brown. Notable residents. Sir George Penruddock died 1581, High Sheriff of Wiltshire, MP for Salisbury, Wiltshire and Downton. John Penruddock died 1601, MP for Wilton and Southampton. Edward Penruddock, High Sheriff in 1597. Sir John Penruddock died 1648, High Sheriff in 1643. Colonel John Penruddock 1655, a royalist who took part in the failed 1655 Penruddock uprising against Oliver Cromwell, was tried and executed at Exeter on 16 May 1655. Thomas Penruddock, born c. 1648, died before 1695, MP for Wilton. Charles Penruddock died 1788, High Sheriff in 1751. Charles Penruddock 1743–1788, High Sheriff, MP for Wiltshire, Wiltshire. John Penruddock 1770–1841, High Sheriff, MP for Wilton. Charles Penruddock died 1899, High Sheriff in 1861.